Your kids have to see you live the legacy.
That's right.
Oh yeah, you better. Now
You gotta live the legacy.
in Chicago, so I ended up selling drugs, and I was paying the bills. You know, I was taking care of.
So I know I'm excited. I know parents are excited.
Are you sure that you heard me when I was talking to you, Lord? Because in order for me to be able Good morning, Chanel. Good morning, Robin. I love you too. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another segment of Early Morning Coffee with Marvina and her BFF, where we give our voice to the voiceless and we let you say what is on. Oh my, good morning, y'all. Good morning, welcome, welcome, welcome to another great and wonderful Saturday morning, y'all. Where God has given us and graced us again to wake us up this morning and start us on our way. As y'all can see, I got a lot of energy. Do y'all can tell? Can y'all tell I'm like,
Yes, I can.
whatever?
Yes, I can.
Man, I had a rough one last week or last Tuesday. I don't know. I did something to my leg and I went to the emergency room and they set me down for a week and I've been sitting here. I'm not used to all of this rest. I've been rested up, so I was ready this morning. Oh, I was ready this morning. Good morning, family. Well, of course, I got my cup of coffee and it is in my beautiful cup that I have right here. See my beautiful cup. In my cup, I got some Arabic. What is it, Yvonne?
Arabic.
Arabic. Arabic coffee with a little cream, original cream, and some sugar, which I don't need a whole lot this morning, but of course I still got a lot of sugar. So it can keep me sweet. Anyway, BFF, what you got going on over there, girl?
This morning I am drinking some. Let me see. Put it in front of me.
She's
I am
like she.
drinking heck, hell, some coffee. I'm drinking some coffee. I can't remember the name of the coffee. I'm having a senior moment, but it's all right. At 57, I think I'm entitled to start having some senior moments every now and again. But I've been cheating a little bit with the sugar. I've been eating some sweets. We was at the hospital and all this other kind of stuff. I ate a whole candy bar, and because my nerves was getting the better of me. So so I'm cutting out sugar completely again, taking it down to zero. So I'm drinking some. That's what it is. Walmart brand coffee that I got when I was in the drinking that with some equal and some zero sugar French vanilla, which is actually really good. So that's what I'm drinking this morning, and
So BFF, you said your nerves is bad. What's wrong with your nerves? Good
I said my
morning,
nerves are
Tara.
bad.
What's
I
going
said
on
my
with
nerves
your
were
nerves,
bad
girl? What's going on? What's going on?
when we were at the hospital. My nerves was bad. My nerves was bad. So that nervous energy and everything, just trying to see what they were gonna say about your leg and everything. I got bored, nervous, the whole 9 yards. So I'm sitting there eating a doggone candy bar. So
Let
I'm
me
going
tell you
back to
one
zero
thing
sugar.
about my BFF. She know I don't like to be sick. I'm one on ones. Even if I do something to my, I will keep going. I keep going. I do not. I try not to allow anything to bring me down. But on that day, I watched her. She gets so nervous, I mean, real nervous when anything happened to me. I be sitting when I'm in the hospital with her. I'm like, okay, what's the diagnosis? But when she in the hospital with me, she like, and she
Well, one, you never really get sick, and then I say this at our age, the bumps and
yeah,
the bruises can be serious complications, especially when you're
yeah.
talking about the leg and everything. Then all of a sudden you start complaining about the leg, got more painful. Then Lord have mercy, they done wrapped you up, set you on the curb, and everything.
Right me up, sat me on the curb and waited for you to come get me. I was standing there, yeah, baby, I did this at work. So I'm sitting there looking crazy because, it took a minute for Yvonne to get there. So they couldn't stay there with me. So they had my foot wrapped up. I'm sitting on the curb right at the airport waiting on her to come. And by the time she got there, she,
I'm coming all the way from West Georgia.
all right, well, hey, what's the best part of having a BFF is the
That's
fact
right.
that she spends her time, she takes our time, and she makes sure I'm okay, and I do the same thing for her. And I appreciate you for coming all the way from West Georgia. She stayed with me. She made sure I was okay. She stayed with me all evening. She, until my baby got here. She stayed and made sure I was okay and everything. So I appreciate you for
She
being
wouldn't
there.
let me
Yeah.
do nothing. Let me say that she wouldn't let me do nothing.
Oh well.
Nothing. I got it.
So, right.
I can do
Got to the point I went around it. I said, I'm gonna go on into the where's my wallet? And she was like, it's in the car.
all the way to the car, through the
I said,
parking lot.
it's in the car. I got it. I'm gonna go get it. By the time I got back, I was in so much pain. She looking at me. I'm all mad at her.
Mad at me. Mad at me. When I said I would go, I got this. I can do this. Yvonne, let me do this. So when it's Yvonne, I know, like, okay, cool. You do this.
Let me tell you, by the time I got this, I got back. I was mad as I,
Me.
my leg. She was
In
only
her mind, she was saying, why the hell you let me walk out there like that?
you know better. You know better. I'm not being that bad. I tell you, boy. When the going get tough, we get to going, baby. And she won't. She don't tell me I can't do that. Okay, but I said, okay, I'm going too. I went. I came back. My leg was throbbing so hard. I went to choke somebody. But you know what? Thanks, BFF, for being there. Thank you for being there. It's good to laugh this morning. All of y'all who knows me knows that right now, this is the time that my mom has transitioned. Um, it's good to be able to laugh. Um, it's good to be able to even go back and reminisce. It's been a rough 1 year of my life. And you know, being my mom caregiver, being there with my mom for almost 7 years. And they say seven is completion, and I realized that my job was completed, and once she transitioned, and on May, it was I guess May the 2nd, we buried my mom. I'm sorry, she transitioned. We buried her in the month of May, and before we got a chance to uh, even get it really into our system, here's a whole year has came up, and I'm like, wow, it's been 1 year since my mom has left here. And have it been easy? No. It's a time of understanding that now you have to move on. You got to go on without her, and that's one of the hardest things that I have to do this year. And I'll be honest, I cry every day. I've cried. It's not a day had I gone past that my mom left that I have not cried. But anyway, so it's good to laugh. It's good to show, even after all that's happened, that I'm able to keep a humor and laugh. But anyway, before we get on into that, Yvonne, do you want to say anything before, I want to show this video, and then I want to bring on my guest. Because let me just say this to y'all. My mom was our number one fan. Really before, and
Yeah.
when she left here, she left the torch to Chanel. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
Chanel has picked up the torch. Chanel is my sister. She's my god sister. She's one of my mom's pride and joy. She loved her dearly. And when she left the tour, she gave it to my bed. You would think it would be somebody else, but she gave it to Chanel. Chanel's been here. She's the fan right now. She's our number one fan.
Faithfully. Before we even
Faithfully.
hit live.
Yes, yes, yes. And I love that. I love the fact that there's someone else that my mom was able to give the torch that was been so close to her, for her to be able to be there for her and fill in the gaps. So, let me go ahead on, Yvonne.
I just wanted to say, to my mommy number two. That's what I call her, mommy number two. beautiful woman, beautiful spirit, beautiful soul, very kind spirit. Um, there were times and challenges and things that I was dealing with, and mommy always had the right word to say. There were sometimes when I received these random phone calls that my BFF didn't even know that I received, and it was just a beautiful spirit. If she felt that I wasn't feeling well, she words of encouragement. If I was going through some challenges and things, she would instruct Marvina with things for me to do in order for me to get better and feel better. And I was having some challenges there, family wise, and mommy made me feel part of a family to where I would never be left out again. January 29th, like clockwork, I would get that phone call with that happy birthday. That woman singing happy birthday. And Marvina knows this, but that meant so much to me, more than what I can truly put into words. It was for so many different reasons. She made me aware of and know that I am here. I am supposed to be here, and that I am loved. And I thank mommy so much for that.
Woo! So we're going to have today. We're going to celebrate her today with my family. We're going to come together on today. So maybe y'all can look out on Facebook. If y'all on Facebook, if you're friends, we're gonna kind of show some of the things that we're doing. But in the meantime, between time, right after this beautiful video, we're gonna bring on our guests. And we thought that this young lady should be back on for a second charm, because not only did she impact me to the fact that it changed my life, I believe that it did the same thing for my BFF. So
Yeah.
and normally we're waiting a little time before we go ahead on and bring a guest on the second time. But this time we had to bring her back because this part two is needed. So after this, we're gonna go ahead on and bring our guest, and then y'all know who she is already, but I'm gonna bring her in and let her introduce herself. But anyway, check this.
Mm-hmm.
We love you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Miss
Good
Lidra.
morning. Good morning, Miss Leisha. How are you, Sissy? How are you?
I'm doing really well. How are you all?
Good. You know God is good.
Yeah,
Yes.
All the time.
it was a beautiful tribute to your mother, and I'm so glad that God had her in your life because you're who you are because of it. So thankful for the memories
Mm,
you have, and I'm praying for your strength, the strength of both of you all to push through.
Thank you
thank
so much.
you.
Thank you so much. Well, the normal question, of course, is you. What about your cup? Because I know you got a cup. There it is. Where it is. What is it?
This morning, last week was a busy week. We just finished testing in third grade, and I tried to be a little extraordinary for my kiddos. So I got some coffee this morning for a little boost. You know, we all need a boost. I'm not a big coffee drinker, so if you guys see me over here moving, just know.
Love it.
And after that beautiful question, I need to ask you a question, Liz. What is in your bag, girl? Talk about it. Tell us about it and move with it. Yes.
Let's go ahead and get started. I'm really honored that you all have brought me back. I couldn't say no. Like, let's do this. As I reflected on last time, we talked a lot. We talked the umbrella is being victorious and not having a victim mindset. And as I think about that, there are so many pieces of our lives that can fall under that umbrella. And last time I talked about how God was pushing me through those hard places. I was being purposely pressed through those hard places so that I could have the victory. And what I left off on was just being hopeful and finding love after a divorce. And a lot of times people think that love has to do with romantic involvement. Love is different. Love comes in all type of forms. Like today I'm wearing Love John 3:16 because we have to first remember that God loved us so that he sent
Come on.
to die for our sins. So as I exited out of my divorce after 17 years, as I tried to figure out who I was as this woman, I had to first remember whose I was, because who I am on this earth did not matter if I don't know whose I am. And because of whose I am, whenever I feel depleted, whenever I feel weak, I know that I can go to God. I can go to God for my strength, for my encouragement. And when I learned to love myself, it was only then that I could present myself, i.e., here on this platform, so that I can love others and pour into others. I once saw a video that talked about we try to give from our cups when they're empty. And I was definitely guilty of that, especially in the marriage that I was in. All I thought I was a mom and a wife. Even having a career after going through all of that, a mom and a wife. I would go to work, come home to those kids, try to take care of my husband, convince him to stay home, all these different things. But then I didn't have anything for myself. So I'm running on fumes. And if you ever find yourself in a place where I have so much to do, I'm doing it, but I'm exhausted. I'm not doing it with a smile. I'm bitter. I'm fussing at the kids for every little thing, stuff that don't have anything to do with them. It's time to kind of stop and check and say, wait a minute. Am I running on fumes? Because we know when our cars are running out of gas and it starts putting a little bit, that's our car way of telling us to pause. Our bodies and our minds and our hearts, especially our hearts, will do the same thing. So we have to check our heart posture. Am I full or am I empty? And when I saw this video, this young lady, I don't want to misquote her name, so I'll just say anonymous. She stated that we have to learn to love from our overflow. And when we love from our overflow, that means that our cups are so filled to capacity that it starts pouring out. And that's where we love others, from that pour out. And what that does is ensure that we're constantly filled so that I'm not giving you all of my substance and then I'm just empty. So a lot of times people are like, why? How you walk around with a smile on your face? You're going through all of that. Because I'm filled. I'm filled by the Holy Spirit. I'm filled by love. I'm filled by God's grace. And now I can give to you from my overflow. So love, after experiencing the things that I've grown through, looks different for me now because I'm not trying to adjust who I am to receive love. I stand strongly in who I am and who I am so that you can love me unconditionally. If I start adjusting who I am to receive your love, eventually I'm going to get tired of masking and pretending to be what you want me to be. And then you're going to wake up one morning saying, wait, who is this friend of mine? Who is this sister? Who is this person? So I had to learn to love me, learn to love my flaws, learn to love me unconditionally so that whoever God presents me to, in whatever type of relationship capacity, that person can accept me for who I am and whose I am. So going into love for me with friendships, I always say I'm an introvert. And I read a book that once taught me about the different attachment styles. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of like an anxious attachment style, avoidant attachment style. Anxious attachment style was me all day. But it's funny because I went from an anxious style to an avoidant style. The middle's supposed to be secure. It's supposed to be secure.
I
But
don't know what ancient style is, so you gotta tell me that first, because we know you said.
absolutely.
Go ahead.
This is when I move in a state of being fearful of losing you. I want you to be around all the time. I want to call you all the time. What are you doing? Like, I'm always
Mm.
thinking about this. Like, do you really want, do they really like me? Are they really accepting me into their friendship group, into this dating? Do I really, like, anxious was me, like a picture next to
Mhm.
the word anxious attachment was there. So when I realized that, I had to do some reading, and I still have some of it there a little bit, but I'll self-reflect. But the funny thing is, I went from anxious to avoidant. Avoidant is, oh no, I feel like I'm getting too close to them, so let me withdraw. Let me just stop. Let me stop
Mm.
coming around, because this
Jesus.
person, I'm going to start being anxious and wanting them around, and they're going to reject me. So let me just move back first before they do. And that's where it starts. You start missing out on opportunities and friendships that God really wants you to have. The middle is a secure style where I'm okay. I want you around. I want to be around you, but I'm okay with enjoying myself too and loving myself too and fully getting to know who I am, so that there's a healthy balance. And that's the place that I want to say, like, I am in the process of working on that, because my heart is filled with love. I cannot wait to love again. People have those shirts that say, I do, I did, I'm done. I say, I do, I did, and I can't wait to do it again. Like,
I love it.
like, I cannot wait to do it again. I look forward to, I have a really great circle of friends. And I always ask God for discernment with whoever he brings into my life. And the hardest thing that
Mhm.
I've learned, you all, and again, this is not just about romantically being involved. This is just friendships, interacting with people all around. Because I love people so much, and I'm a very transparent person, and I believe in you before you will believe in yourself. The hardest thing that God has equipped me with over the last 2 years is knowing how to walk away. When you pray for
Ooh,
discernment, he will give that discernment to you. Another prayer that's, I tell people, this is a dangerous prayer. So when you pray it, you
right.
better be ready. God, if this person is not for me, reveal it to me and remove them from me. Because sometimes I get in my own way and I don't know how to walk away. So let something be revealed where they have to leave me, or I just say, no, I can't deal with that. Y'all, that prayer right
Ooh,
there will
yes.
have you thinking like, well,
Yes.
God, I really like him and he did this, or but I like talking to her. God was like, you look, are you gonna ignore what I showed you?
Jesus. Mhm.
It will be magnified even more. So knowing that God will give you discernment through building relationships, knowing that God will show you who
Mhm.
is for you and who isn't for you. So dating lately, dating is an adventure for me. Like, I, again, being an introvert, stranger danger is still in my thing. Like, Marvina knows when I go to choir rehearsal, I'm sitting there like, I want them to hug
Yes.
me, but I will never walk over to people and give hugs.
Nope.
And it's not because I don't want it. I'm in a process now. I go to therapy and I'm asking my therapist, is that a reflection of the sexual abuse I experienced later? And I'm just big on respecting people's boundaries and mine. Is that because I still have this thing of like not wanting to be rejected? I'm trying to, and again, this is the progression, not perfection, because I too am a work in progress. And that's why I go to therapy twice a month. I'm trying to figure out where is that stemming from. Because when you see me, I'm really bubbly, but when I get around people, especially a crowd, I'm like, okay, I still wonder, am I wanted in the room? So that's something that
Mhm.
but that comes from being self-aware. I'm not saying like, no, this is normal. This is who I am. God, I want to be better. I want to walk in a room like Marvina and love on everybody and smile and, and I love my quietness and my calmness and my stillness because it is needed in the world. But I also want to be the type of person where people know that when she enters, she's not going to just go get in her bubble. She's going to come and embrace, because somebody might need a hug from me today and not have
Mhm.
the capacity to walk over to me. So again, just learning to love, trusting God to fill my cup so I can continuously love me more, and knowing that he's going to put the right people in front of me, like this here, right people in front of me at the right time when it's our turn, so that I can continue to move
That's
forward.
right.
I'm not giving up on love, y'all. Y'all get ready. I'm gonna send wedding invitations. I'm gonna have me some girl nights with some friends. I take myself on solo dates. I went out last night by myself. I went and listened to people sing. I got dressed up, put on my little blue dress, and went and listened to people sing karaoke, because I'm learning more and more of who I
Love
am and
it.
what I like, so I can love myself first, and then only then I can love others from my overflow.
Hey, wait a
Hmm.
minute. Let me say this to you. Now,
Yes.
you say that you're one that sits, you're, going to your bubble. But see, I'm not. But I'm still having those same issues. I'm not married. I always had issues with making friends. I go in and hug everybody. That's that. My mom, from being a PK kid, we
Mhm.
always show love in church. Even at work, when people come in, I come in work, I give people hugs. I really, that space stuff, I really don't take that into consideration, because I find that hugging a person or loving on a person is, but I don't have a whole lot of friends, circles of friends. I find it hard to make friends
Mhm.
because of the way I view people. In a sense, I say I don't trust people. It's not really about not trusting them. It's just I'm so secretive with me that it's hard for me to allow people in. Am I correct? Did that make sense? So I'm like you. I be wanting friends. I want to, I don't. Dating is adventurous to me because I don't do all of that extra. So what is the issue with me if I'm me and you are opposite, but we're still the same?
I
You see
think
what I'm saying?
That's a good one.
I think it still has to do with trust. My On your end, you don't trust people to come in and receive the authentic version of you all the way. You're withholding
Ooh,
some of who you are. On
Mm.
my end, I don't trust people to be who they say they are, because people will turn on you and people will tell you whatever it is that they want to say. That's my issue. You can sit in my face
Mm.
right now and tell me anything to make it sound good. And because I work really hard to always present my true authentic self, I don't trust, especially if you give somebody your trust and they turn around and they do something and they're just like, wait a minute, those things, I hold on to those and
Mhm.
I'll start pulling away. So I'm not
yeah,
trusting of people to fully stand strong into who they are. And that's why I had to learn to believe in actions and not words. Because
yes.
will potential I was married for 17 years because I saw his potential. For 17 years, even at the year 15, I was like, he still got potential. I was holding on to it. But it's like, girl, when will that turn into being applied? But that's who I am. God filled my
Yeah.
heart with that love to where I can motivate and encourage. I cannot wait to be married so that my husband will know that even after a bad day, even after the world attacks me and tries to pull me down, when I go home, I got my wife praying for me. Even while I'm here at work, she's praying for me. When I walk in the house and
Mm.
he sees this look, I can just hold him and just hug him and let him know, baby, no matter what the world throws your way, you are loved. So as friends, building friendships, I want those kind of friendships around me too. So I have to learn to trust
Hmm.
that no matter what people show me, I still have to stand in who I am. I might not trust you. I can the barriers that the boundaries that I establish. I can love you because you're a child of God. I can be cordial with you. I can sit and have a conversation with you, but I have to make sure that my boundary doesn't let you all the way in because of what you have displayed to me. I have to believe
Ooh,
your actions and not your potential. So you
say
have
that.
to
Hmm.
know we have the power to give and remove access to people. If you know, Marvina, that something within you is keeping you from letting people in, take baby steps. Pay attention to the
Right.
action. For example, but Yvonne and I are here with you. If you know that, wait a minute, I'm gonna let Yvonne all the way in because this, but Lidra, I'm just gonna maybe I'll invite her to dinner. So I give her a little personal time, but I can invite Yvonne to my house. Lidra can't come to my house just yet. Those are boundaries. And then over time, as I show
Mm.
you and I tell you who I am, you might say, you know what? Lidra, we'll go out. I'll pick you up. You can come in my car, but you still can't make it into my house just yet. So you're slowly letting me in. And me, I
Wow.
make sure that I write notes. My therapist laugh at me because I come with a little checkbox with color coded stuff because I be writing stuff down, especially about people because I'm a person that likes to pay attention to what I see and I don't present a lot of opinions. I like to go with facts. Well, this is what this person said. Am I this or am I that? What are your thoughts? So when I
Ooh.
present things to her, I like to move. I'm really working on moving according to what people show me and not what they tell me. That's just so we got it. It's
And
still
I go by what people show
Yeah.
me. I
it's
go by
Yeah.
what people show me, because if I tell you something And I find that, it could be something small.
Mhm.
And I find that you go tell someone else what I'm talk to you about. I just have, I really, I bring, you just, it's hard for
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's a trust, and the trust is, you won't, if you talk to me about something, you're not going to hear it back.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Right.
I'm not for that. Cause my dad used to tell us, if you can't hold your secret, how you expect anybody else to hold your secret?
That's true.
And I always look at, I'm a type of person gonna hold somebody's secret.
Yeah.
Because if you coming to me to talk to me about something that I feel that that needs to be talked to, it's not my business to go and
Yes.
talk to other people about it.
Yes.
And that's your business. Now, I'm that type of person, and Yvonne could tell you, I don't get into that. I'm not into the
Uh-uh.
gossiping.
Yes.
I'm not into making people dislike you because you did something to me. Me and you could have an issue, and I can go to somebody and talk to them about it, and then they got an issue with you.
Yeah.
No, because they don't have nothing. What did that person do to you? Nothing. So
Right.
for me, I don't find it's people can be catty. So I'm an action person. I watch. I get discernment.
Yes.
I got
Mm-hmm.
discernment. God knows. A lot of times I don't even like to look at people in their eyes, because when I look at you in your eyes, it tells me a whole lot about you.
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
give a lot of people get out of jail card.
Yeah.
I allow them to do a lot to me, to hurt me, to do things to me, until it clicks to me that you're not going to change. You're going to be this person, so I'm going to leave you alone.
Well,
I'm not going to be bothered.
maybe you
Amen.
got to
Yeah.
start looking in their eyes
Yeah.
then, so that you don't have to experience that hurt. You can look in their eyes, and God will give you that discernment to see
Tell it.
them. Because I will always say I'm not
Mm.
good with eye contact. And I know that that was because so that I could avoid seeing what I know I needed to see. Because when you look at people in their eyes, the disposition that they show will show you who they are. So saying that you don't want to look people in their eyes because I know I'm going to see this, that's that. No, I think it's something there that I just need to be around. That a lot of times
That's
I think
deep.
that it could be the flesh versus the spirit. The flesh is,
Mm.
no, I like her. I want to hang
Mm-hmm.
out with her. I like her style. She goes to all these concerts. Oh, no, I like him. He's so handsome. So the flesh will keep me from looking in his eyes because I want to get caught up on like all of that stuff. But the spirit,
Woo!
when I look into your eyes and I can
Wow.
see who you are, my spirit is going to be like, nope, abort mission. Get up out of there. Don't get
Mm-hmm.
following.
Mm-hmm.
Why
That's
you
deep.
following them on Facebook? Because you know you're just going to keep going. Look, no, get away. So you don't say, give the eye contact. Look them in
Yeah.
their eyes and be
That's
okay with
it.
that.
Wow.
And if you see it, pay attention to what you
Pay
see.
attention.
Like give it to them.
Wow.
Michelle Obama talked in her book, and she was saying that she has this table of friends, because everybody knows that quote, when they go low, we go high.
Go
And
high.
in her
Mm-hmm.
book, she said that you have to learn that you can't be out here just talking all freely about things. When people confide in you, when she
Mm.
has
Come
her
on.
friends that she stick with, she's like, I have these are my people I can go low with a little bit, and then I go back. And that's so important, because the gossiping and the assuming, and when people show you who they are, or they come to you to share things with you, I still want to be looked upon as a trustworthy person.
Right.
No matter how,
Mm-hmm.
if I stand in my character, what you say about me don't even matter, because I will
That's
never
right.
prove who I am, because
That's
I've already
right.
shown who I am.
You've already.
And
That's
my
right.
Wow.
character speaks for itself. And you
That's
have to,
right.
and I'm really cautious of people who are the type that will listen to what others say and then prejudge people based on that.
Come on.
I am the type of person where you can come to me and tell me whatever you want to about someone, and I'll say, okay. And as I enter into connecting with that person, I'm praying as I enter to that connection, but I'm going to pay attention, because your experience with that person has nothing to do with the
Exactly.
experience that God is giving me with
Exactly.
that
Say
person.
it.
Maybe
Exactly.
God put me here. So that people got stuff. People got,
That's
Yes.
as
right.
a teacher, people think that teachers are the most bubbly, happy, friendly, and they don't understand when they see a teacher who's exhausted. They don't understand when they see a teacher who's just like, but we are human. We got stuff. I read a book called The People Factor, and in this book, Dr. Van Moody talked about visible versus valuable relationships and being professional versus personal. When I enter into my school, I have a few people that are definitely personal friends, but a lot of people are professional friends. And when they display any type of emotion or things, I understand that on the outside of this building, when they go home, people got stuff. I was in a bad marriage for 17 years and walked in my classroom every day, and you would have never known that I was miserable at home. I had stuff. And then I developed I developed personal friendships with a few amazing women, and I was able to like slowly pull away from that. But people we got to give one another grace, just as God
Right.
did.
That's right.
That doesn't mean let people mistreat you. Jesus
Right.
was a lamb and he was a lion.
There's a
So
difference.
I will love you, Grace. I will love you. I will pray for you. I will talk to you. I will hold your hand. I will hug you. But do not get it twisted, because the God that I serve wants me to be assertive for me too, and you will not mistreat nor mishandle me. I will stand
You better
firm
come
with that.
on now.
So don't be fooled by it. I will do all of those things that God has done for me, but he also wants me to stand up for myself. And that had to do with me learning to love myself. Learning to love myself. I tell my daughter all the time, my block game is strong. I will block you in person and through the phone.
You better come on. You better come on, Lidra.
I have to protect my own peace. Like, we got to protect our own peace.
You know what's funny? We talked about this yesterday. The exact things that you're saying, we spoke about this on yesterday. And going back to what you said about the power of discernment, I'm going through some things at work. Marvina said, well, how's it going? How was the meeting? And when I broke it down to her, I said, but you know what, though? I said, I can't remember how we got on it in the meeting because, business is business. But I said these words. I said, I always ask God to go before me. Ask God to reveal it to me. I said, but the funny thing about that is you got to be careful about when you ask God to reveal it to you. Because when he does, sometimes you're gonna get that shock factor. But he's doing exactly what you asked him to do.
Yes.
And then the circle of friends. I have a very close circle of friends. We've been friends. I think everybody in the group, we've been friends for well over 20 years. Some of them as long as almost 40 years. Only about 5 or 6 people. That's it. And you gotta do some really nice. You got to be that person to get into that circle. Yes. And then each person, I can deal with them to a certain extent. My BFF encompasses everybody, and we can let our hair down all the way with each other. And Marvina once labeled it as mask, that we all wear different masks when we're dealing with different people, different situations, and different circumstances. And I do find that to be true in a lot of ways. And I had to learn, and just listening to you. I told Marvina one time, I said, girl, I want to be like you. Because I walk into church, walk up into, Word of Faith, and she'll hugging this person, hugging that person. And somebody reached to hug me, and I'm like, oh, do they really want to hug me? And then Marvina, and I was telling her, and then she said, well, Vaughn, sometimes I feel some kind of way with this. So I'm thinking, and there again, about we all carry a purse. We all have a bag. And the contents of our, everything can be very similar, but yet very different as you pulling those things out of the bag and everything. So this is amazing. I mean, this is confirmation on the conversation we had yesterday.
Yes, it is. And it's being victorious too, because I'm victorious in understanding what you're telling me to do. It will help me to. I always wonder why people. I'm that person. Is she really my friend? Why don't nobody like me? She don't like me. I know she don't like. And I go by actions. It don't never be. And people think I'm crazy. And I told Yvonne, I said, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I can tell when someone
power of discernment is discernment. Because she even told me about people.
Yes. And I tell her, I'm not crazy, and I see as more as they people see, because people tell on themselves. They tell. You
Yes.
ain't gotta do but so much. They tell on themselves. And I don't have to really go and say, Lord, reveal them to me, because their walk and their action shows it. They,
Yes.
they think they're not shelling on themselves, but they really are. So, but see, I might talk a lot, I might laugh a lot, I might smile a lot. But if you ever notice, I sit in the back of even when I'm in the choir, I sit in the back. You know why I sit in the back? Because I gotta pay attention to what's going on around.
Yes.
And they tell on themselves. They act, I even went in the choir room one time and I said, "Are you here from Georgia? Are you here from New York? Where you from? Are you from Georgia?" And they was like, "What do you mean? Were you from Georgia? Was you born and raised here in Georgia?" And some of them said yes, some said no. And they was like, "Why?" I said, "Because you could tell by the way that people walk. They walk different. I can pay attention. They do. They walk different. Not to say it's bad, not to say it's good, because my BFF is a Georgia Peach. She was born and raised here, but she still walk different. You're Georgia, and not to say that I don't get, but y'all walk different. Now that's because I can tell the difference. I'm very observant. I pay attention to the way people walk, the way they act, the way they do, who to deal with, who not to deal with. I got to do that, because if I keep walking around here, and smiling and everything, people takes my kindness for a weakness, and they think that I'm
Yes.
naive, that they can do these things to me, and they think it's going to make it. They're doing it behind the scenes when I really see you. I can see you. It's like a child playing hide and go seek. Me and you playing hide and go seek, and I'm the one that's seeking you, and you hiding, and you standing in the corner with your eyes closed, thinking I don't see you. I see you. You just because your eyes is closed don't mean I don't see you. I see you. You're it.
I
You
tell
see
my
what I'm
students
saying?
all the time, I see you and I know you see me seeing you, see you. So
You.
I
But
call it
see,
the dog effect.
I'm nice. I love hard and strong. You might think that, oh, just because I'm nice and I love hard and strong, that I still accept you. But you just watch my moves. My moves will show you how I really feel about you. But I just, I'm be honest with you. I'm not trying to sugarcoat nothing, but my moves to tell you how much. If I'm always cool with you and me and you laugh and talk or whatever, cool, caca, I'm cool with you. But don't think we cool. I don't talk to you on the phone. I don't really be bothered with you on the outside. I'm gonna show you respect.
yes,
I'm very cordial. I've learned to be like that. I'm not disrespectful. I want you to understand that I see you as a human being, that you do have feelings and emotions, but I do still nitpick.
yeah.
I'm a nitpicker.
And that's that discernment. That's just like in the book I was explaining, visible versus valuable relationship. Those valuable relationships are the ones that bring value to my life, and I bring value to theirs as well. Invisible
Mm-hmm.
relationships is I have to see you, I have to be around you, but I don't have to give you access to my personal space if I don't
Love
choose
it.
to. And
That's
one thing
right.
that I'm really big on, when I interview for the school where I'm at now, and I thank God for this. This is a part, like having victory over my mindset and my peace is so important, because if I stay in this victim mindset, I always think people owe me something. But having victory over my
Mm.
mindset and my peace has allowed me to be
Love
self-aware.
it.
And when I interviewed at the school I am now, the best interview question that I've ever heard, they asked me, what would people who don't like you say about you? And I told them that
Wow.
I have an immediate answer for that, because that's some of the work that I had done. And my response then and my response will always be, I can always work with people who don't like me, because like is personal. You can dislike me because I look like somebody from your past. You can dislike me because you might be a little annoyed by my anointing and you can't figure out how I move the way I move. You can
Ooh, come
dislike
on
me just
now.
because you don't like yourself. But when we get into pro- the professional setting, I will not be around someone who disrespects me or I disrespect.
Bam.
Earned and given. You can, Marvina, I cannot like you in every aspect. But I have to, as a woman, when I see who you are and what you do and how you move, I don't like her, but I respect her. I can still give you your
Come
flowers
on now.
without liking you.
I love it.
Many people get the two mixed up. You think that you have to like somebody to respect them? No, because like is personal. It's a very personal opinion based thing. There are many reasons we don't like people, and sometimes people don't like people for no reason at all. But
Exactly.
respect, when
Yes.
I respect you, it's because of what you show me. It's because of what I see you doing. It's because of how you interact with me. And that's how I had to walk away from my marriage, because I lost respect for him. I did not like that man for a long time. I would tell people I love my husband, but I don't like him. For so many, I would always say that I can love even my kids. I love my kids to pieces, but sometimes they do stuff and I'm like, I don't like him today. I don't like I don't like that, because feelings are a in and out thing. But when you show who you are, I'm looking at your character now. I'm looking at your personality, and that's where that respect comes in. Or I pull away because I don't respect. Anytime I pull away from somebody, it's because I have lost respect for that person. And me being the graceful woman of God that I am, I will not put myself in a position where you constantly are showing me this thing where I'm losing respect and then I come out of character, because I'm human.
Right.
I will always protect myself so I don't come out of character by removing myself as best I can. I want to say something about that masking thing. I had a little, I want to say 2 weeks ago, I went to work and my family was just going through some things. We had like this really high thing, my son's prom, and then we had this low thing. Had some funerals to attend that same weekend. So my emotions on that Friday, they hit. And I got into my school. I had to go into this little room that we have called the Zen room, and I could not control my sobbing. I was weeping, and this was last Friday, y'all. That's how recent it was. I was weeping. I felt embarrassed. I felt out of control because I'm like, no, I'm at work. I can't do this. Pull it together. But when I tell you, I always say that I'm alone, because when I woke up that morning, I felt a little weird, but I didn't have a husband laying with me so I could talk to him about it. I had my kids, and I'm like, God, I'm so alone. I don't have anybody to talk to right now. But in the midst of that, God reminded me of how he has purposely placed me at Burgess Peterson Academy, because the women, and I'm going to call their name, my counselor, Megan, my friend Princess, Asha, Kim Henry, my assistant principal, Sabrina Hayes, these women came and they were around me and they were talking to me and they were praying with me. And we're all sitting in this little room downstairs, and they kept me in that room for like 3 hours, y'all. But I were telling me, don't feel embarrassed. And the counselor told me, Lidra, we needed to see this, right? We feel like you're letting us in right now because you walk around and I'm the strong person and I give advice and I talk to people and I don't let people see me break. But God put me in that raw, vulnerable moment because they needed to see that, but because I needed to see the strong, powerful women that he had placed me around, and stop walking around like I can't talk to others about what I'm experiencing too. So some of them, as me showing them who I was, I took it as God loves me so much that he has placed me in this place where I can be my full authentic self with the people I work. Y'all, it was so amazing. And then they wouldn't let me go to my students. They sent me home to nap. But I needed that. My trust opened a little bit more that morning because I already know I work with amazing people, but I needed that more than they even know. So masking is definitely a real thing, but I think we mask until we can learn to trust. Like, I think
Jesus, you better come on and say it.
Yes. And I ain't trying to be funny, but I get that on What's in the Bag. You like the people like Tara, even Brandy. Those are people that has helped me in a lot of ways. Yolande, people, and it's always, God put the strangers, the people that you don't really know in your life. Yvonne, I mean, I know Yvonne, I know you, babe. You cool. We sometimes I have to come out of, because see, one thing I know about my BFF, she gonna have my back no matter what. If I say it's great, it's gonna be great. We gonna do it great together. But then you need some people that you say it's great. No, it's not gray. It's black, babe. You got to realize that's not gray. It's black. It's not. We got to, so you need sometimes that outside people. And most of the times I found mine is like right here. You're one of them now, Lidra.
I receive it. You are one of them.
You are one of them. I love talking to you. I feel that, this is not going to stop. This going to keep our friendship, our relationship getting closer and closer. Now that you are able to speak to us and we're at a better understanding on where we at. We didn't get to speak to nobody, none of our comments. I am so sorry, y'all. I was over here watching y'all just tap away about on the stuff and I'm hoping that everyone that's out here is reading it, because there's a lot of comments over here that was being commented on what you were saying, and
Yeah.
I'm in awe because your story and your content of your bag allowed me to understand a lot of my contents of my bag,
Yes,
and it's making me grow up. I want to be like you when I grow up, okay? Because yeah, I'm serious. I'm serious as a heart attack. You don't realize that, even though I'm not going to see anyone twice a month, and I don't have children around me all the time, or what, the things that you're doing, you're helping me to understand where I'm at in my place of life. You're actually been helping me with my being saved from where I understand where I thought I was. I had one person, and I'm gonna call her out, Cindy Blossomgame. I had got to the point when my mom passed away. I was speaking to her just about every day, and I had said something to her that made a difference, that she felt like she needed to pull away. I told her, I said, and I hope she's okay with me saying this. I don't care, because I said it, and I'm telling on myself. I told her I wouldn't make a move without talking to her. I'm not going to do anything without talking to her. And she had to pull back because she said to me, I'm not your God.
Yes, yes.
I didn't understand that.
Mm.
And it took me a second. I had to digest it, but I had to understand that one thing, I was putting pressure on her, because now I'm telling her that I won't do anything without having her as a confidant or a person to talk to, when I need to be taking it to God.
Yeah.
Okay. And that kind of choked me up, because I'm like, okay, this is the only person besides my BFF that I'm able to really relate to.
Yeah.
But now I got another friend, and I'm going to be able, and just look out, because I'll be calling you more.
Ravina, I wanted to say, even with you bringing that up, it's so, God is just the way He aligns things. I have
That's
a
right.
really close friend. Like, I love him with all my heart. I won't say his name, but about a year ago, he pulled away from me. And people know we were a freaking frat. When they saw him, they saw me. We would be on the phone, everything. And then he just fully pulled away. And I grieved so heavily because I didn't understand why he did that. But after a time, we talked on the phone, and one of the conversations that he had was, I felt like I started idolize. He said, I felt like we started to idolize our friendship because we were coming to one another for stuff that we should have been going to God to. And in the moment, I was like,
Jesus.
no, I didn't do that. I said, I would come to you and I would listen to what you were saying, because he can quote Bible scriptures. He can tell me where to go to read these different things. So I was leaning into him for that. I wasn't leaning into him to be my God, but then I had to pause and say, wait, that was my perspective of that friendship. On the other end, I had to listen to what he was feeling. So when I listened to what he was feeling and I heard that, I couldn't even grieve anymore at the fact that he pulled away so he could stop listening to my voice and listen to the voice of God, because sometimes the noise can be so loud around us that we don't do what God wants to do, because we're depending on people, and people cannot be our guides. So whenever somebody pulls back a little bit from me, or if I have to pull back, although sometimes I'll say it's avoidant, I really try to say, am I pulling back so that I can hear God now, or am I pulling back because of a fear? So I honestly understand your friend's perspective, and maybe you all can still have that conversation, because she that was actually a good friend. Real friends tell you what you need to hear, not just what you want to hear. And a lot of people handle. If you're somebody that can't handle what you need to hear from a friend, you're not a
You
real
don't need a friend.
I will always be that friend that tells you both. Like, girl, you got this, keep going. But I also say, girl, now you know you was wrong. Don't you want that type of friend around you?
Yeah, that's my cousin. That's my sister cousin. And I love this. I'm gonna put this up here. Tara said, "Hey, I would love to meet. Yes, you will. In person. Yes, you are. And ready to see. Yes, you girl. Yes, you are, baby. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I ain't even gotta read the verse. All right, you will see us. Yes, ma'am. It's coming. It's definitely coming. I thank you,
Yes.
baby. I thank you for being
Yes.
naked and not ashamed. I thank you for even though
Yes.
you got your little introvert situation, but you are a
Look, I
one.
can't tell, Miss Introvert.
You are a
Put me on camera.
yes, on camera, baby. You got people, and I know there's a lot of us who can relate to a lot of things. This screen was just flooding with comments about what you're saying, and it touched us. It touched me. It touched me to the point that I'm ready to become that person that you are. I'm going to start looking people in their eyes. I'm going to start understanding that, everybody does not have to be my friend. Everybody does not have to like me, but they
That's
have to
right.
respect.
Yes.
And I understand that it is a thing of growth.
Yes.
I'm growing.
Yes.
I'm going to keep continuing to grow. I will continue to talk to you. I will continue to talk to my coach, my coaches, my BFF. I'm going to put the people in my circle that I need to have in my circle, and
That's
never mind
right.
the people that I thought supposed to be in my circle. I'm gonna let them be who they are. I appreciate you, Yvonne. If you got anything to say before we let Lidra leave, go ahead, girl.
Girl, thank you again. Thank you again. Like I told you the other week, you bring about strength and encouragement. And a lot of things that you said I can relate to because a lot of things that you said is things that I've been going through and dealing with. So I thank you for putting the voice to what's been in my head and in my heart. Thank you so much.
Amen.
Thank you for putting a voice to the voiceless and saying what's on your mind. Thank you, girl. I love you. Don't you leave yet. Let's go ahead on because we get ready to get off here. It's already
Yeah.
9:58. God is good. I got a whole lot of stuff get ready to happen today. If y'all want to talk to get in touch with Lidra, you can get her on her website. Isn't it your website? No, that's your Gmail
That's my
account.
email. Yes. My
That's
website.
your email.
My
I'm
website
sorry.
is living intentionally lee at the end.com. That's the best way. I have, since being here with you all, I met with a guy and he's been helping me learn to be more of a keynote speaker. So I have some speaking engagements coming up. So I'll always post on Facebook, Lidra West on Facebook,
Yes,
and
on Instagram. She on Instagram, y'all. Y'all need to check out some of her TikToks too. I ain't gonna lie. She is so wonderful. The thing your calling is teaching, but you really need to be teaching some of these ministries with Christians. You teaching the children, but you need to be teaching us some of these Christian adults what's going on in
That's
life too.
right. Yes.
I'm trying to tell y'all some of the what she speaks is the truth, and it allows us to see self and understand self. And we got a lot of motivational speakers out there, but the stuff she touches on, a lot of people are not touching on. So y'all need to check out some of her TikToks. Go on to Living Intentionally on TikTok
Hmm.
and check out some. If you're not friends with a friender, friends be friend. Follow her, and I know she'll come on and follow you.
I
But
will.
follow
That's
her,
right.
yes, ma'am.
And when I see you, I'm going to work on hugging people too. I might ask permission first, but I'm going to work on hugging people too. Can I give you
My baby, as soon as you said can I, I'm like, what?
Can I give you a hug?
Go get your friend. I love you.
I'm working on it.
She's working on it. We're going to work on this. All right, girl. I'm going to be talking to you in a minute. I will be kidding you up. Don't go nowhere. All right? Stay in the back. Okay. Love you. Hey, girl. You ready to go? I'm going to let you take us out. Okay? Because I know I've been talking. I'm going to let you take us out, baby girl. Go on with it.
First and foremost, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And man, oh man, what a powerful message. And let's continue the conversation. You can join us on our interactive page, and that is What's in the Bag on Facebook. What's in the Bag on Facebook. Motivational Monday, Talk About It Tuesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, and Friday. Check out our our directory page at What's in the Bag with the question mark on Facebook. And that is where you guys should start to see some of the upcoming events and some of the special guests that we'll be having in the future. And then you can also take and join us on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram at What's in the Bag 21, no spaces. YouTube, we're asking that you guys help us to grow that channel, What's in the Bag 21. We ask that you guys subscribe. We guys ask that you like, and we ask that you guys share. And then you're able to go back on What's in the Tube on YouTube, and you're able to go to our channel and see every single segment that we've ever done. So you can go to the very beginning and watch our growth. And then also help us keep the lights on. Help us continue to do what we do, bringing great content to you guys every week. Support us at buymeacoffee.com. That's buymeacoffee.com. And then you guys can also, do you have the new one set up yet? Okay.
No, we still working on that one. Sorry.
Okay. And then you can give us a call at call us at 833-520-9482. Once again, it's 833-520-WITB. We would love to hear from you guys.
Thank y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? We thank y'all for coming and being a part of What's in the Bag. Chanel, I got to get in contact with you because I got some work for you to do. So look for a call from me. We need to see you a little bit. We're going to use you a little bit more, okay? After I get in this meeting with my BFF, I have some ideas. I would love to have you on a board on What's in the Bag. But until then, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all for being a part of our love, our dream, our brainchild, what's growing us in the near future. Look out for us. We're going to be on the Peachtree Film Fest. That will be another token. You look forward to that too. That's up in November. We are being asked out to different places, so y'all better watch out. Here we come. We're gonna like Santa Claus.
Love. You don't have to take it back.
Say it.
Guys, look, forgot to say, stay blessed, be a blessing, and have a blessed day. Love you guys. See you guys next Saturday.